on the part of the Philippine Coast Guard, we were given explicit instruction from the Commandant of the Philippine Coast
Mhm.
Guard, Admiral Ron Hill Gavan, and of
Mhm.
course, with the guidance of the National Security Advisor and the President, President Bongbong Marcos, to have maximum tolerance, especially in responding to this kind of bullying from the Chinese Coast Guard and the Chinese Maritime Militia. You can see it from the previous resupply operation. There are already different instances that these Chinese vessels carried out different aggressive maneuver to prevent the Philippine Coast Guard in securing the resupply boat. But we never responded. We just outmaneuvered them, and we focus on our mission in ensuring that the resupply boats will be able to reach Ayungin Shoal. And on those instances that they are hitting us with water cannon, we don't respond with water cannon. We just make sure that we're not going to be directly hit that would damage the vessel.
Mhm. Maximum tolerance, sir. Let me highlight that. How do we define maximum tolerance? Hanggang saan ang threshold ng
Well,
Pilipinas
we,
pagdating sa mga ganitong mga insidente?
well, for the Philippine Coast Guard, we have what we call the rules on the use of force.
Mhm.
We're not expected to use force in this kind of situation, unless otherwise, a use of force will also be used upon the Philippine Coast Guard vessel. But in those instances that they're only going to make use of water cannon, using water, or carrying out dangerous maneuver, these are acts of China Coast Guard and the Chinese Maritime Militia that still doesn't allow the Philippine Coast Guard vessel to respond using force. That is the very main reason why we have launched a transparency initiative. We believe that by documenting this aggressive action of the Chinese Coast Guard and the Chinese Maritime Militia, we're actually damaging the reputation of China as a country in the international community. We are not allowing it per se that we are not, being provoked or use force. No, our action through right information and diplomatic approach in responding to aggressive behavior of China has been very effective. We cannot counter them with the same amount of force or the same amount of aggression. We have to go back with the danger of the guidance also of the president to make sure that we are not going to escalate the tension. As much as possible, the tension should always be toned down.
Sir, we don't want to escalate the situation over there at the West Philippine Sea, but if you're going to look at it, and frankly speaking, an argument can be made that it is China that is escalating the situation there by
Yes,
reacting aggressively over there in the
yes,
West Philippine Sea. So I
that
guess the
that
question
is our
is,
intention, to show the world that the bully country here is China, and we're not allowing them to be bullied. What we are doing is documenting it and telling the world that these are illegal actions of China, and they have been hurting diplomatically. They have been condemned by the United States, the European Union, and majority of the G7 countries. Every time they do this, are always condemning and criticizing China because of this behavior. So at the same time, we cannot expect the Philippine Coast Guard, you know, um,
Mhm.
responding with the same level of force that the Chinese Coast Guard are doing. As you can see, with the size of the Coast Guard vessels that we have, with the limited number of Coast Guard vessels that we're also deploying, how can you expect that the smaller Coast Guard vessel will equally respond with the force that they are pushing for the Philippine government?